This is the Seller Process Podcast, where we talk about the best systems, processes, and SOPs for your Amazon business so that you can regain control of your time, build up your team, and scale your e-com empire.
Hello, entrepreneurs. If you are looking to make better business decisions by leveraging the new data sources that Amazon has recently opened up for sellers, then this episode is for you. Our guest today will share with us how we can combine multiple data sources found in Seller Central to get valuable data, assess our competition, and make smarter decisions. I'm joined today by Daniel Fernandez, the founder and CEO of amzclever.com, a full-service agency that manages and grows brands on Amazon and Walmart since 2015. He has worked with several 7, 8, 9-figure brands, public companies, and product startups on launching and expanding in the Amazon and Walmart platform, and taking many of them internationally. Daniel has spoken at several industry-leading conferences worldwide, and is a frequent contributor to different publications in the Amazon and e-commerce space. Hey, Daniel, how is it going? Glad to have you here.
Hi, Gianmarco. I'm doing well. I'm excited to talk about some Amazon data.
Yes, exactly. So that's going to be our main topic today. Like, how can we make smarter decisions through analyzing, this new bunch of data that Amazon is opening up for us. I mean, it's great news. At the same time, it's more challenging. It's always becoming more challenging, right? Because the more information we have, the more we could do. So the more challenging it is. But then definitely, the pro people, like the ones that really understand how to use this properly, then have a huge advantage. So let's, start by introducing this topic to give some context to people. Like, what is this? We're going to talk about a new basically report that is called Search Query Report. It's something new that many people are now talking about because it can be a game changer basically for Amazon sellers to understand their competition and how their products are performing. So tell us a little bit, like, what is this Search Query Report that we're going to refer to, throughout the whole interview today, and why should seller care about it?
First of all, I've been in the industry for a while. You've been in the industry for a while. One thing is certain, that whenever Amazon launches a new feature, the people that take advantage of it first, I think have an unfair advantage. And the other thing too is, in this case, Amazon, I think, has gone above and beyond when it comes to giving us data. So what I want to share is combining actually not just one report, but 2 reports that, if you look at them separately, they are not, they're helpful. But when you combine them, it becomes basically, we know exactly what the Amazon employees on the other side can see, right? And some of the most tangible benefits that I want to share is, for the first time, we can get search volumes per keyword coming from Amazon themselves. And also we can get exactly how many sales a competitor product is getting for these keywords. Also for your products, if your products are already ranked for these keywords. And that is super powerful, because before we were flying blind.
Exactly. So that's actually the most interesting thing that really caught my attention when you showed me in our pre-interview chat. So I'd love, to now start diving deep into that. So we're sharing with you the spreadsheet that Daniel created to basically analyze and combine different reports from Amazon. And so that is going to give us like super powerful information. So I'm going to let you introduce that. So tell us more about this spreadsheet and what your method, the method that you use to analyze the Search Query Report in combination with the other reports that you just mentioned.
Yes. So the 2 reports that we use, as you mentioned, the first one is the Search Query Performance Report. This one is found in Seller Central under the brands drop-down menu. You have to go to Brand Analytics, and then you'll see some new options there at the top. One of them being the Search Query Performance. It should be the second report of them all. The second report that we're going to use, that we're going to combine with this one, is called the Amazon Search Terms report. And this is not PPC. I know on PPC we also have search terms. This one is inside the brand analytics section. In fact, when you go to Intelligence Central, you go to brands, you go to brand analytics, this Amazon search terms report should be the first one, the one that pops up by default. Just a very simple overview, right? I like to get to the point, when it comes to strategies. A lot of this is pretty straightforward. So the Amazon search terms report is giving us data week over week, month over month, quarter over quarter, right? We can choose. We can also search by a keyword or search term, and then Amazon is going to show us that search term. If it appears in the rankings, will also show us related search terms to that, right? The third part is Amazon is going to tell us the top 3 ASINs for each of these search terms, right? And they're going to tell us what percentage of all the clicks that existed for that search term, ASIN number 1 got, ASIN number 2 got, ASIN number 3 got. But they're only giving us the percentage. We have no clue how many clicks that really is, right? Amazon was very smart at the beginning, giving us just the percentages, which was kind of helpful, but not really, right? Lastly, they're giving us the percentage of total conversions, total purchases that these ASINs are getting for this specific keyword, right? Let me give you an example. So let's say for keyword garlic press, let's say last week, there was a total of 1,000 purchases. We can see that in the search terms, Amazon search terms report, and Amazon is telling us that the number 1 ASIN for that keyword got, let's say 30% of all those purchases, right? So then before me sharing what I'm going to share with you, we wouldn't know how many purchases that was, right? But now we will be able to find out, like, yes, in fact, it's 300 purchases, right? Because we will be able to get that 1,000. So that is on the brand analytics, Amazon search terms. The second report, which is the search query performance. This is a report where we can also search by week, month, quarter. We can also see the different keywords, and I'll explain how these keywords populate, because it's not a place where you can search, right? And then in this one, Amazon is telling us exactly the total number of purchases that occurred for a given keyword within a given time frame. Not just for one competitor, but they're telling us overall on Amazon, right? So for example, last week, that's when Amazon will tell us, okay, garlic press got 1,000 purchases in total, right? And this is how we complete the puzzle, right? On one side, we're getting the total purchases for a keyword. We're also getting the total clicks, which we will use also in just a moment. On the other side, we're getting the percentages that the number 1 ASIN got, number 2 and number 3 got in terms of clicks, in terms of purchases. We just have to put the math together, right? So we can figure out, okay, the top 3 competitors are selling this much in this time frame. On top of that, we've added a few more data points that we calculated, but in essence, just in a nutshell, right? And straight to the point, this is how this strategy works, and this is the reports that we combined.
Awesome. Okay, I think that's super smart. Actually, you guys kind of made sense of 2 different reports, put them together. I think, yeah, it's very smart because we get basically the percentage of the one. What's the percentage of sales or clicks that clicks that a competitor is making, and then we have the total. So basically, we just match these 2 together, so we know the exact number. That's very smart. So walk us through quickly about the high level of how to use your spreadsheet, and then what kind of information we come up with, and how we then make sense of those information. I mean, that's going to be then the most important piece, right? And understanding how to read the data that we get from our spreadsheet, our data analysis, and then how can we make a good use of that information.
Yes, absolutely. Before I answer that, one very quick disclaimer. my team and I think we're very smart. I mean, we are AMZ clever. However, when I give credit where credit's due, we did not create all the pieces of these. We actually mastermind, and it's been a combined effort from all their people out there in the industry that are doing very, very good work, very good discovery on Amazon. Just wanted to get that very clear. Now, in terms of the the spreadsheet that we will share is designed to be very simple, right? It's an Excel spreadsheet. It's got 2 sheets, and each of these sheets is for raw data, right? In one, we're going to put the raw data from the search query performance report. On the other one, we're going to put the raw data from the brand analytics. This is the Amazon search terms sheet, right? And then we have another sheet that combines them. So there's only formulas that need to be replicated, copied down all the way, right? Then we have a pivot table that is basically reading from that last sheet I just mentioned, the one that is combined. The pivot table, we just need to refresh it, right? There's a refresh button that will take into account all the data that was added in the raw data sheets, the combined sheet. So it will update. And that pivot table is designed to do all the analysis, right? You'll see all the search terms, and then each search term will have a little plus button where you can see week over week over week, right? This is provided that when extracting the data, and I want to also make clear of something else. Amazon does not have on the search query performance. Amazon does not have a export button. You have to scrape the data, basically copy pasting it manually over to Excel. For now, I mean, it's pretty obvious they'll come up with an export button. But by the time they come with the export button, everybody's going to be using this, so you might as well use it the way it is right now and take advantage of it, right? So anyway, in this pivot table, you'll see week over week, and then you're going to get all kinds of data points, right? Like the total amount of the total search volume for the search terms, and then you're going to see that by week. You're also going to see things like overall impressions, but these are not PPC impressions. These are organic impressions. Every time an ASIN appeared for the given keyword, you're going to see clicks. You're going to see add to carts, which is pretty amazing. Amazon is giving that. We're also going to see for the keywords, that what I was mentioning a moment ago, the keywords that are in the brand analytics, Amazon search terms, the ones that rank there, because Amazon shows all the keywords, but for a lot of them, they don't show data, right? For the ones that do, you'll be able to see then how many clicks the number 1 ASIN got in the given time period, number 2 ASIN, and then the number 3 ASIN, right? And then you're also going to see the total number of purchases for that given keyword within the time frame, and then you're going to see how many from the total purchases. You're going to be able to see how many ASIN number 1 got, ASIN number 2 got, and then ASIN number 3 got. So that's a general overview. I want to touch a little bit on the data scraping, right? Because this is there's a couple things to point out. And this is not so much on the brand analytics, Amazon search terms one, because here you can just have to search for a keyword, and the only thing I want to mention is which keyword do you use. You probably want to use a seed keyword for the product that you want to do this research for, right? So if you're selling a garlic press, you probably want to use garlic press. It's a good seed keyword. Amazon will spit out 4 plus related keywords to it, or keyword search terms. I'm using these words interchangeably. So that's all you have to do on the brand analytics, Amazon search terms site. And then this one does have an export button, right? So you just have to export either Excel or CSV. They're going to give you a few options. You can just do the one that says all, which is the first one. And then you're going to use the data that is the Amazon search terms data. And it's as simple as copy pasting over to these the Excel spreadsheet template. Now on the template, you're also going to see the first column is going to be in yellow, and that is where you have to enter some data manually, which I'm going to touch on in just a moment. For now, we're just going to leave it blank. I'm going to talk about the search query performance, the raw sheet, right, where we put the raw data. So when you go to this section in Seller Central, the most important thing to understand is the keywords, the search terms, search queries that Amazon is populating is based on your existing products, right? So if you're doing this to launch a new product that doesn't exist yet, right, you're not going to be able to get those keywords. Now, we have a workaround to that, but I'm going to get to that probably towards the end, right? Right now, let's just assume you do have some related products, and Amazon is populating the keywords for them. So what you're going to do is, once you're inside that search query performance, there's going to be two options. One that says brand view, and another one that says ASIN view, right? The brand view is for Amazon is aggregating all the data for all your products. You cannot isolate just one of your products, right? The other view, which is the ASIN view, Amazon will allow you to filter the data by one of the ASINs that you're selling, right? So that's what you want to do. Then you're gonna get a section where they ask you, do you want data, week over week, or month over month, or quarter over quarter? I would say, for us, we we like to do week over week or month over month. Doesn't matter. You can choose whichever, right? Depending on the type of analysis that you want. Then you'll have to choose either the month or the week, right? So what we do is we select the week. Let's say that's last week, and then we copy that week. And Amazon puts it in a very long format. Like, for example, week 32, vertical pipe 2022, August 7th dash, and the whole week range, right? We copy the whole thing. We put it on the spreadsheet. We also enter the ASIN, our ASIN that we're filtering with, right? So that is very specific. So all of this is going into that search query performance raw sheet. And then we simply just select the entirety of the data. We like to increase the number of rows because by default, they give you 25 rows. So we like to make it 100 in case there is that many rows, because each row is going to be one keyword, right? So we do that, and then we select all of it all the way to the end, and that's what we paste into the spreadsheet. And then we go back to that other brand analytics Amazon search terms sheet, and we just make sure that the exact same week date range that we used on the search query performance raw data, we use exactly the same one in these brand analytics raw data sheet, because later the formulas will look for a perfect match, right?
Okay,
so
got it.
Essentially, that's all the input that you have to do.
Okay, perfect. I think we can, dive deeper first into like how to use data, because people will see also the spreadsheet. They will use it by themselves with instruction. You guys will get a video explaining how to populate this spreadsheet. So let's actually go to the main part here. Like, as soon as we're done with copy pasting all the pieces that we need to make this spreadsheet work, then like what kind of data, what are the most important data points that you think will be useful for us to make better decisions? Give us some examples also, like how we can use those data at our advantage, to assess the competition, to make better, smarter decisions for our product launches, or optimizing our existing product.
Yes. So the main reason we're doing this is, in my opinion, the way we should approach Amazon, which is knowing where which keywords your competitors are getting their sales, right? And I can take that a step further, like knowing how and where your competitors are getting their sales, right? Sometimes could be they ranked on Google, but in this case, which keywords they are getting their sales. And that's the sole point of this report, right? If you're planning to launch a garlic press, right, and you see the top 3 competitors, and then you see that for the keyword garlic press, right? That is a problem. Number 1 guy is getting all the sales disproportionately to the other ones. It's not like it doesn't waterfall nicely. So that's one thing, right? For validation. Another thing too is when it comes to PPC, right? We can see, often we waste budget, right, on keywords that on paper they look good, right? They compared to what we're selling, they make sense. But then if we actually see our competitors and we see which keywords they're getting their sales, we find out that a lot of those are not correct. So these just cuts down to the chase. The other thing that you learn is most competitors get most of their sales from a couple dozen keywords. That's about it, right? So you will get a lot of long tail keywords, right, from them. But at least you know which ones are your core keywords to focus on, and then you also know what the long tail ones are. So that's another use case for this data, and it also helps you troubleshoot, right? Like you can. So I was talking about purchases. You can also see clicks. So you can see, okay, my competitor is getting this many clicks, and my competitor is getting this many purchases, right? Therefore, you can figure out what their conversion rates are for each keyword that that they are number 1 or number 2 or number 3 for, right? And once, Gianmarco, once you know the conversion rate for your competitor for the given keyword, the game is easy, right? You have to optimize your listing and you create a great product. And if you can match that conversion rate, you stand a chance, right? But if that competitor is doing 8%, you're doing 1%, and you go month after month after month, and then you cannot get that conversion up to what they're doing, something is intrinsically wrong, right? So a lot of the data validation. I have a few more, but I'm going to stop there just to see if you have a question.
Yeah, okay, I love it. I think definitely like benchmarking and validation, it's one of the best piece of information that we can get use of, because before a launch, for example, we can just validate if those products that we're looking to emulate, or there will be maybe our main target competitors. We can see how they're performing in different keywords, so we can target the right keywords. And also, like as you said, troubleshooting, I think it's very useful as well. If our product is not performing as well as we would like to, then we can see how other competitors are, where are they getting the sales from, and clicks. So basically we can understand like what's the gap between us and them, and then we can basically optimize that listing in many different ways. That's all like very useful information. I'm wondering about when, as you mentioned before, the search query report is giving us only the keywords related to our existing products. So I think it would be very interesting to know like what's your workaround if we don't have those keywords already in our list. Can you share that?
Yes, absolutely. So as I mentioned, the search query performance populates based on ASINs that already exist in your catalog under your brand name, right? So the workaround is creating a dummy SKU with a dummy UPC of exactly what you're planning to sell in the future, right? The launch that you're planning, you make it FBM. You add one unit in there. You can raise your price some more, right? But I think this works best if the product is live, so via FBM. Don't worry, nobody will probably buy it. You're not doing PPC. If somebody buys it, you probably just have to cancel that. But after a week or two of that product being created, then you should see the search query performance started to populate data for that ASIN, right? Now, I said that you want to write this listing as the one that you're planning to sell with a strong title and bullets and all of that, because that's what's going to make the Amazon algorithm index it and index it correctly, hopefully, if you added the keywords that you thought were the best ones. You can, of course, later down the road, from this research, right, from this report, you can learn new keywords and some that you may need to remove, some that you may need to add. But this is basically the workaround. And you do this, you get the data, but you don't want to launch this product, this dummy ASIN. You don't want to use this for the launch. You want to create another one with the real UPC and everything you want to use, so that you don't waste your honeymoon period.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, that's interesting. It's actually easier than I thought. I mean, it's just creating, having an SKU live that basically already populates. It's good to know, really. I thought you would need to actually start selling the product, but if it's making it active, it's enough to populate that report. That's fantastic. It's a very easy workaround. Yeah, cool. Thank you for sharing that. So maybe we can end, this conversation. If you have any other like tips on like the one you mentioned, you would like to, you may add how we can use, make the best use of this data. Please, feel free to share. Or if you have like any tips of other brand analytics data that we can use at our advantage, that's all we're here for today, like using data. Go ahead.
Couple of tips I want to share. And how do I say this? Look, I'm a fan of Helium 10. We use it for so many years. It's been fantastic, and they keep improving it and all of that. With that being said, we are finding a lot of data discrepancies, especially when it comes to the search volumes between what Helium 10 was giving us. I don't want to say it's for all, for some they're way off. And how that is, I don't really know. Just something that we've noticed. So that's just one maybe tip / word of caution. The other thing I want to share, this is more of an application for this data. When you know how many clicks the competitors at the top are getting, you can actually attribute a CPC to those clicks, right? If you more or less know that on average you'll end up paying $3-4 when your product is launched and ranked, right? You could say, okay, my competitor is getting 1,000 clicks a week. At the beginning, if I want to go after them for that keyword, right, I'm gonna use PPC solely, right, because that's my engine of growth. So you can budget how much ad spend you're going to acquire, right? If they're getting 1,000 clicks for that term organically, it's safe to say you could probably capture 30 to 50% of those with your ads. You'll never get 100% of them, simply because we haven't seen it yet, right? And shoppers, they'll still go for the highly ranked and all of that product, highly reviewed product. But you will get a good percentage of those, and you'll be able to estimate the CPC, so you can actually plan your ad spend budget. And if you do this for the 5 to 10 top keywords, you have your whole you know what it would take to launch your product, to grow your product to ranking, getting to rank at the top. Of course, provided that the conversion rate for your product is good, which is a whole different conversation, right? Making a product that solves a problem that is new and so on.
For sure. Okay, so those are all great tips. Guys, remember that you can find this spreadsheet and the video explainer on how to use it in the description of the YouTube video or in the show notes page at thesellerprocess.com. Find this episode and you'll find the button to download this spreadsheet. So Daniel, to end this conversation, we're all about systems and operational efficiency. So my last question for you is, what is your best advice to achieve more with less when it comes to making data-driven decision to grow our Amazon brand?
Yes, best advice is understanding Amazon is not a place to create demand, rather a place to find where the demand is and trying to get a piece of it, right? And the best way to do that is knowing exactly where your competitors are getting their sales right? Which is what this report and what we were discussing today will help you achieve. And if you can find them, you stand a better chance. That's my best advice. It saves you time from doing testing because you're going straight to the source.
Awesome. Yeah, this is all really, really valuable information that we're getting from Amazon. So we really gotta make the best use of it. And your spreadsheet is very helpful for that. So tell people, how can they find you and how can you help them in case they'd like to connect with you?
Yes, absolutely. So best way to find me, my email, daniel@amzclever.com. Whether you want to just say hi or you want to ask about my company, what we do, how we can help, everybody's welcome. I try to get back to everybody. Now, if you want our team and systems like this that I mentioned it, and a lot of the strategy and mindset, right? That we today we just cover one element of what we do with our clients. If you want us to talk about helping your brand grow it, reach out to me as well. We can have a conversation, see if we can help you get there. But yeah, Daniel@amzclever.com and all the social medias. LinkedIn is probably where I spend most of my time when it comes to social media.
Awesome. Thank you, Daniel, for coming. Guys, remember, the key to success is to emulate the best. So take action on the tips that Daniel just shared with us. Go download the spreadsheet, follow the instruction to set it up and start using it. Okay, so that's how you're going to have the first results. Follow the tips that Daniel just shared. And if you like the content that we are putting out, subscribe on Facebook, leave us a review on your favorite podcast channel, and guys, have a productive week. Thank you again, Daniel. I'll see you in probably another episode.
Awesome. Thank you, Gianmarco. Pleasure.
Hey, entrepreneurs. I hope you enjoyed the episode and learned something from the interview. If you're serious about creating systems for your business, automating processes and building up your team so that you can transfer the tedious daily tasks in order to focus on more high-level strategic tasks and work on your business and not in your business, I've created a guide for Amazon sellers named Capturing Systems and Creating SOPs that you can find at thesellerprocess.com/systems ebook, where you will learn how to leverage systems and SOPs in your Amazon business so that you can accomplish more by working less, optimize your time, automate and delegate tasks, and reap the benefits of being a true business owner and not simply an operator in your own business. Go download the ebook at thesellerprocess.com/systems ebook and start implementing all the tips and insights that I share with you. And leave us a review or a comment to let us know how the content we are sharing here is making an impact in your business. And have a productive week.